Hey guys, this is Derek Ledwidge again. Metrics. All right, we talked a lot about it. It's all about being consistent. If you're consistent, you can change. If you're aware of the items, you can always change. If you're not, that is the biggest thing. Awareness breeds change. You have to have that mindset. Okay. And honesty, we talked about that before as well. Okay. So metrics. How do we know that we're actually progressing? Okay. Most people just want to do something instead of actually having a set goal of, did we do this? Yes or no? If not, how do we do it? Okay. That's the biggest thing. Okay. So number one, are you consistent? Okay. If you're like, oh, I'm doing all this, I'm doing so good, I'm working so hard and I'm not getting results, I'm frustrated. It's like, well, are you consistent? Yes. How do you know? I don't know. Okay. That's usually the question that I usually ask. And that's usually the answer that I get from people. Okay. If you don't know, why are we talking? Okay. We have to be consistent. If you can give items of, yeah, I've been tracking, I've been doing this, then we can change. Okay. But if you're not consistent, you're not a failure. The plan's not a failure. It's the action plan. How do we become consistent? That's the issue. And that's how we adjust. This whole entire action plan is a race to be consistent. The moment you are, you can get results. All right. If you're someone that's done really, really well, and like for me, I know how to track, I know how to do this. It's pretty damn easy for me to become consistent. Usually, again, it really depends. It usually takes me about 2 weeks or so to get my crap together, and I can usually become consistent. Once you do that, you start rolling again. But I do this a lot. It's pretty easy for me because I know my lifestyle. Number two, your average weight for the week. All right. This is sort of a caveat. If you're a slave, again, everything is data. If you struggle with the mindset that your weight is going to fluctuate, this is not a good thing. Okay, to take your weight. I would suggest you still try, like if you can get your mindset around that, we'll be able to make adjustments and stuff like that. But again, your weight is going to fluctuate. You don't want to weigh yourself once a week, especially at night, okay, because you have no idea what weight you were yesterday. And you could be higher, and all of a sudden your week is crap, and then all of a sudden you're just like, ah, screw this. All right. You want it, like it's going to fluctuate, and you start learning stuff about your body. So weigh yourself every single day after you go to the bathroom, before you eat breakfast, and then put it in the app, write it on a piece of paper. I do not care, but you write it down. We're looking for the average weight to come down, even if it's just a little bit, or you're looking for a new low. If you've never been that weight before, or you've never seen it before, awesome. Now you're going in the right direction. All right. But again, if you can't get your mind around that it's a data point, you'll struggle with this. Okay. You can always work around it. But again, we want to be able to see if we are making progress, because if we're not, again, we don't know what we can do. We don't know how to change. We want to be able to change. Pant size or measurements. This is usually 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, take measurements or see where pant size you are or something like that. It's a way to judge where we're at. Okay. Progress pics every month, front, back, side. The less clothing, the better. All of those, you can pick one, you can pick all. It doesn't really matter. Most people don't like to take progress pics. I would make sure you do that. Okay. Mostly because all that other stuff is going to be, it's like looking at yourself in a mirror. Okay. Average weight, stuff like that. You're looking at yourself in a mirror. You do not see the progress. It's just like myself. I see you guys every single day. It's hard for me to see progress. And all of a sudden I look at a picture. I'm like, holy shit, that was you. One of those things. Okay? It's the same thing. A lot of times, like there's some cases where you might only lose 2 pounds and you're frustrated. All of a sudden you look at a progress pic from 2 months ago and you're like, wow, I look a lot different. Okay. So don't shoot the progress pics. Okay. Get over yourself, take pictures of yourself and lock them away for a month. It does not matter. You don't have to always look at them, but lock them away if you need to. All right. Steps. It's another good way to judge on some of the things. Some of these next 3, it's going to be all about, the foundation. What can we adjust? Because you don't want to just always cut calories. Okay. So again, you can log your steps. You don't need to, but again, you can it's a way to sort of judge where you're at. Golden rule, 10,000 steps. But again, if you're only getting 6,000, and all of a sudden we adjust, and that's now a new habit that we're looking on, and now all of a sudden we get 8, You're now making progress. You're doing more work. Congratulations. So again, if we can log steps, if we know what we're doing, awesome. And again, it's just being consistent through the week. Again, so if your average is 10,000 during the week, you're golden. It's always long sum. It's not day to day. Okay, you have to put that in mind too, just with weight. Workouts. This is usually the foundation. We want to be able to be consistent with our workouts, namely strength training. Not cardio or anything like that. It's 2 to 3 days of strength training. With that, we'll talk about that next week. But are you progressing? Not just there, are you progressing? Okay, so again, it's through the week. Are you getting four workouts a week or 3? Instead of 4 here, 2 here, 0 here. We want to be consistent. What can you always do? And then you add on that. All right, that's a foundation. Just like anything else, just like your nutrition habits, that's a foundation. You need that. Okay, your steps, which we just talked about, as well as your cardio, is something you could change. These are the variables that you can always change. You can always add more steps. You can always add more cardio. You can always add more workouts, but again, we want that foundation. Or you can decrease calories. Those are the things you can change. All right. With cardio, it's minutes, it's intensity. Okay. So if you go out and you run for 10 minutes once a week, okay, there's your cardio. That's your cardio session. It might be a Metcon or coming in here for like a Tuesday, Thursday workout, or a boot camp or something like that. That's really high intensity, stuff like that. Okay. Whatever it is, that's your cardio. And it's, that's consistent. If you do that once a week, and all of a sudden in a month, you now do 2, or instead of going 30 minutes, you go for an hour, that's changing, but we want to be consistent. These are the things we want to track, and then we can always adjust. But if we don't know, we don't see progress. All right. So these are the things, again, you don't have to track everything, but these are the things that we can that I would usually ask, okay, as well as like sleep and stuff like that. All right. So these are the metrics. Again, it's overall just what are we looking at? All right. These are usually what I would ask clients